So the first thing we're doing is sitting and grounding ourselves, finding those lower chakras so that we can work our way up and activate today's solar plexus chakra. Sit any way that's comfortable for you. That could be on a chair or against the wall or any other way. And see if you can really find first your sitting bones. So find those sitting bones pointing you towards the earth. And maybe if you're being really intentional about that root chakra, it's that position between the perineum and the anus. That's the location of the root chakra. So really feeling the connection of your lowest parts of you to the earth. Take a moment, close your eyes, take a breath. Remembering that the earth is solid and we are held to this earth by gravity. All forces outside of ourselves, that's just there for you. Doesn't matter what you are doing, whether you're thinking about it or not. You are grounded on this earth. Just feel that stability underneath you for a moment as you breathe. And then maybe, if it's possible for you, feeling a little bit of awareness in the lower abdomen area. So maybe a little bit lower than your belly button. You imagine this big space, the low abdomen or sacral chakra. Take a breath, seeing if you have any awareness there. And if there's anything that you are aware of, just note it for a moment and then let it go. Full of breath. Sometimes we use that diaphragm to cue us. A big belly breath, using the diaphragm to help get a deeper breath happening in the body. And that belly breathing can sometimes feel the location of the low abdomen chakra. And now, bringing a little awareness to the giant beach ball inside your torso, which we are working with the solar plexus chakra today. So kind of where your ribs are, or if you had your thumbs on your lower two ribs and wrapped your fingers below that area, that's what we're talking about. It's this inner area, governs your digestive system. When we talk about fire in the belly, the fire is the symbol for this chakra. And it's our sense of will, our personal power, our self-esteem. So take a couple of breaths, feeling into this middle solar plexus chakra. And just notice what comes up for you. I've used words to describe it, and those words might have meaning for you. So just notice. Are they words that resonate? Are there reactions that you're having to the idea or to the invitation to focus there? Just notice what comes up for you. One more breath at the solar plexus chakra. And let it all out. Excellent. Good. So we're going to go into our practice. But just ahead of doing that, I'm going to read you a couple of ideas from Anodea Judith's The Wheels of Life, going into the chakras. So each of the chakras, if you're digging deep into this or you have any interest, we're trying to activate each of these chakras, work with them a little bit so that energy flows through them. And that the idea in yoga is that if energy can flow in a balanced way through all 7 chakras, then you will be living a balanced life. And you'll be able to notice sometimes if one chakra is more balanced or more out of balance. And so she has a whole list of if this chakra is out of balance, there's things that you might be experiencing. And some of them are around, I'm doing such a fast run over these that you're not going to get a lot of information, but maybe there'll be something that twigs for you. So one is breaking inertia, watching for criticism from those who do not understand your situation can sometimes be more detrimental than helpful. So you're watching for criticism, either that's been given to you or that you might be giving others. Watch for effort and resistance. So sometimes when we think about the idea of will and willpower, for me anyway, it conjures up this idea of something I don't want to do, but I'm forcing myself to do it. And this chakra, when in balance, is the opposite of that. It's what can you put in place so that there's ease to your actions, ease to your movements, ease to your decisions. A couple of these we've already talked about. Anger is another one. So releasing blocked anger in a safe and effective way can help unblock the 3rd chakra. So some of the poses we're going to do today are a little more active, a little more assertive feeling for me. And the idea is if that chakra needs a little help, then we're going to use some forceful movements to help unblock it. And love is another one, and we're going to work a lot with love when we get to the heart chakra next week. But love is the unifying force that ties us all together, inspires us, gives us strength to keep going. So don't forget about love. And then the final one I'll just say quickly is laughter. And when you have that big belly laugh or, any kind of laughing, sometimes you feel it actually in your ribs. And so that's the idea that laughter can unblock some stuckness in this chakra. So with those concepts just swirling around, let's now take the thumb of one hand into the palm of the other and inhale and raise your arms up. And if it's easy to feel the breath in this middle area, the solar plexus, then great. Focus your attention and your breath there. And if that doesn't work for you, doesn't matter. Just breathe. Breath in again. And a full breath out. Hands together, a little movement. And 2 breaths here. In through the nose. And breathing all the air out through the mouth. Breathing in as you extend your hands skyward. And then choosing to bring those hands behind your neck or in front of your neck if that works better for your body today. And breathing out fully in a second breath. Full extension, breathing in. And slowly and mindfully Feel your hands moving down towards your heart as you breathe out. And take a breath at the heart. And get your arms comfortable. Maybe they rest in your lap. I've got the back of my wrists resting on my knees. Rest your hands wherever works for you so that you can keep your shoulders low and your neck easy. So when we talk about ease, these neck stretches are a great one to work with. You've done them a lot. Lift one ear towards the sky. Let the head just hang here to give you the stretch. And feel how you've brought ease into this pose. You know it really well. Your body knows where to go. Now, all you have to do is be mindful as you breathe. Let's be aware as we change the head over to the other side. Let the head hang this side. 2 breaths. Excellent. Let's do both sides again because my neck always needs more. And if you're able to focus, do the neck stretch and focus in the solar plexus. See, give that a go and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, then of course, just do the part of this that does. Bring ease into the pose. And mindfully to the other side, second time. 2 big breaths, perhaps focused at the solar plexus if that works for you. And returning the head to center, keeping those shoulders loose, and just turning the head now so that the eyes look at a spot on the side wall for 2 big breaths, back of the neck long. And gently taking the head to the other side, find a spot to look at the other way, and 2 big breaths. Return your head to center. Keep the shoulders at full height. Ease in the shoulders. And just tip your chin towards your chest. And let your head hang forward for 3 breaths. Walk the eyes slowly across the floor, up the opposite wall, and across the ceiling, as far as your eyes and your neck want you to go, and open your mouth to breathe. Walk the eyes slowly back until the chin is again on or close to the chest. 2 more breaths. And let the head float forward. Great. If you've got water close by, let's take a moment to hydrate ourselves. Last week, we were really mindful about the feel of the water coming into the body, the temperature of the water in your mouth, just the mindfulness around nourishing ourselves with water. And let's start to get into our side body a little bit as part of the solar plexus chakra. If you are sitting, rest one arm across your lap and bring the other arm up towards the ear. If you're standing, then that down arm can just hang or be placed on your hip or your waist. Breathe in and stretch skyward. So you're starting to feel this lengthening through the ribs, the side body, up through the arm into the fingers. Take a breath there. And then let your body guide you. Do you feel like stretching more up or more over? And just explore what feels good here. Add a little movement with it until you find an area that needs to open up. And let's breathe into that place. Come back to center, bring the arm down and change sides. Other arm comes up to ear. Breathe in as you reach for the skies, starting the extension on this other side. Taking a moment to notice if you feel it, where you feel it, and then let your body explore going further, more up or more over, and breathing. Come on back to center. Good. So we're going to add some twists into today's practice, starting with the one we've done a lot. Take one arm out in front of you and reach it forward. We're trying to do 2 things at once. You're trying to reach your fingers forward, so really reaching the arm out of the shoulder socket, and also dropping the shoulder down. Take the other arm, reach it off to the side, reach the fingers, drop the shoulder down. And that the side hand is facing towards the sky, palm up. With both shoulders down and your hands in this right angle formation, we're now going to do a tiny twist, maybe moving the waist about 1 inch. As you twist towards the back, we're also twisting the head by looking past those side fingers for 2 big breaths. Feeling the expansion in the rib cage, in that middle torso part of your body. We'll come back to center and change sides. So other arm out in front, other arm off to the side. Again, you're trying to reach the fingers, but drop the shoulders. look past your side fingers and take this little twist. And 2 big breaths. Good. Come back to center and let's take eagle arms. So if sitting is not working for you, you're welcome to do this standing, or you can sit a different way, just change the position of your legs to suit you, or you could be sitting on a chair. You've got one arm across the body, wrapping the other arm way underneath the tricep, and noticing, is it possible today for the fingers of one hand to touch the palm of the other with both of your thumbs pointed towards your nose? And if that's not possible, which it might not be, try holding at your shoulders instead, or simply hold up one arm using the other arm and give it a pull. So take any of those shapes, pull your elbows a little bit away from the body. And now let's take some big breaths. And the natural place to feel this, of course, is in the back of the shoulders, like we are feeling it there. See if you can also notice into solar plexus area, kind of the ribs, middle part of your torso. Couple of breaths. Let go of that side. Give them a good shake, and then take the other arm across. Other arm wraps underneath. And notice on this side what's possible. Fingers touching palm with thumbs pointed towards your nose, or if not, hands holding shoulders, or bottom arm and hand holding up the top elbow. All are good. Pull the elbows away from your chest and breathe. Untangle yourself. Shake out your arms. And let's bring the hands to interlace behind you. Interlace fingers. Pull your wrists apart from each other as you straighten your elbows. And lift your arms up and away from the body, if that's possible. Maybe it's just a tiny bit. And now bring a bit more ease. So we're not forcing the efforts today. What can you change so that there's more ease in this pose for 2 more breaths? Let go of the hands, give yourself a big hug, and breathe into your low back as you gently rock at the low back area, side to side. Just easy breathing. You've got one arm on top, switch it. Shoulders still low. Good, let's take a little more water. Excellent. We'll shift to hands and knees now. So mindfully changing your body's position, moving things out of the way. placing your hands directly underneath your shoulders, your knees directly underneath your hips. So here you are in a tabletop position with mostly a flat back. You're spreading your fingers wide and just taking a notice of how your wrists feel today. Are you able to put a little bit of weight there on your wrists in this position? Or if not, you've got some options. Pardon me, you could be on a fist shape instead. Or if that's still causing too much trouble in your forearms, you could be down on your forearms so that there's no pressure at all on the wrists. So you pick. We're going to go into cat-cow. You know it well, starting to round the spine. And then the opposite shape, arching the back. So these first couple of ones are just warm-up ones, or just getting some movement through the back. And then we get a little more specific. So because today we're working with the solar plex chakra and the middle back area, see if you can really notice, how does the middle back feel when you make the rounded shape? And how does the middle back feel as you make the arched shape? And then keep going with that. Keep noticing the middle back as you synchronize your breath to the pose. Breathing in as you move one direction, breathing out as you move the other. Good. One more time each way. And let's just pull it gently back into pose of child here. Getting nice rounding through your spine. And your choice, if you want to lengthen your arms long above your head, or rest your head on your hands, or rest your hands by your feet. 3 breaths. Round yourself back up. Good. Let's come to standing. You could do that any way you like. One option is to first come to a squatting position. See if you've got a little bit of balance for squatting today. And then when you feel ready, using the strength of your core and your legs to stand. Good. And I'm going to want a little bit of grip. These next few poses, I'm letting go of the socks. So the solar plexus chakra is yellow, like the sun, kind of like my mat, if that color comes through at all. It's bright, it's fiery, it's activating. And so there's a couple of things we can do to help find it. One is we're going to make the sun today. Place your feet hip width apart. Lift your 5 toes and lay them down 1 toe at a time. So you've got the groundedness through that 1 foot. Then over to the other foot, lifting the toes, lay them down 1 toe at a time. Good. Bend your knees. Stand tall here in mountain pose. If possible, you want to have enough space that you can reach your arms out above you without hitting anything and to the sides of you without hitting anything. So see if you can position yourself in your room where that's possible. And then we're going to make the sun with our arms. So breathing in, lift your arms all the way above your head. And then imagine making the sun. We're going to move the arms out a little bit off to the sides, but stretch the fingers. Feel the arms lengthening, stretching all the way to the tips of the fingers. And then move the arms down a little bit, but keep stretching. You might start to feel a bit of resistance. That's okay. We're summoning our will. We're feeling resistance, but staying with it. Reach the arms out side to side now. So you're really wide across your chest. You're starting to feel into that middle section of your torso. And bring the arms down again a little further, but still reaching through the shoulders, down through the arms, through the fingers. And then down again. And keeping the palms facing forward. Now let the arms settle down, hanging by your sides. Good. So we've made the sun. I'm going to do it now with a little more breath and a little faster. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Start to breathe out and reach a little bit off to the sides. And then keep it flowing. Keep reaching the arms, but keep the arms moving, getting movement happening here through the body. When you get to the bottom, breathe in, lift arms up. And find your own pace, breathing out as you're reaching the hands into the sun shape. We'll do 2 more. You breathe the way you need to. What do you notice in the body as you do this, as you make this shape? Last time. We're activating some movement and trying to do it with ease. Excellent. Shake out those arms. Beautifully done. Step forward, small step. Front knee is bent, back leg mostly straight. And if possible, you're trying to get all your toes to point forward here. And maybe that's not doable for your back foot might need to open up more 45 degrees, but just see, how is it to point all 10 toes straight ahead forward? And we're going to activate again. Think about activating this middle section, but also releasing anything you've been holding there. This is a good punch it out, release kind of one. So on the breath in, we'll be making a fist shape and pulling our fists in close to our sides, kind of at the waist. And on the breath out, we're going to push the hands away with flexed wrists, big open fingers, and straight arms. And we'll do that repeatedly with some forceful air. So breathe in, bring the arms in, fists to waist. Push it out. Breathe in, push it out. Keep going. Find the pacing that works for you. Three more. Keeping the shoulders low. Last time. Good. Shake it out and change legs. Other foot forward, front knee bent, back leg straight. All 10 toes pointing forward, if possible for you. Bend the front knee a little bit more and press the back heel into the floor a little bit more. And let's breathe in and bring the fists close to your waist, elbows tucked in. Breathe out and push out the stuckness. Breathe in, elbows in. Breathe out, make things move. Keep going, your own pace. Really forceful breath. Three more. Last one. Excellent. Shake that out as well. Shake out the legs. Getting a little bit more blood flowing through the body now. All of this is also great for our digestive system. So when we need things to move, we also need food and nutrients to move through our body. And all the movement that we do in yoga or any other exercise helps to keep that digestive system moving, flowing, unstuck. So with feet hip width again, standing in mountain pose again, shoulders low, lifting your sternum and your chest just a little bit. The feeling you would have if you were confident. How would you stand? Standing with confidence and stability in this mountain pose. Self-confidence from our solar plexus chakra. Taking a breath. And we're going to do half a forward release so that we can really focus on the middle back. So tuck your chin towards your chest. Take a breath. And start to roll down one vertebra at a time, but really focusing on the upper vertebrae here. Breathing out all the way. Pausing to breathe in. And then only rolling down as far as when you can feel your middle back. So wherever that is for you, keep rolling one vertebra at a time until you feel you've hit those mid-back vertebrae, and then hold there for a couple of breaths. Contract your core so that you can start to rise. Standing back up one vertebra at a time. Wonderful. Elongating the spine. Standing tall in mountain again. And we'll equalize that again with a fist shape, empty fist, flat part of the fist into the low back on both sides, elbows towards each other, and standing tall here. Just the eyes and head are moving so that the eyes look above. And see if you can breathe right into your mid-torso solar plexus. Open your mouth to let the air out. Walk the eyes back. Shake out the arms. So breath of fire is an actual yoga breathing activity. We're going to do it today. First, stand a little bit wider than hip width apart. Again, with your toes spread and feeling the four corners of each foot grounding you. Next, put one hand on your belly and the other hand on your chest. What we want is to feel that the diaphragm is activated and working. So because the diaphragm will be working, you'll feel that your belly moves in and out as the diaphragm moves in and out of position to help with the breath. That should mean that you're not feeling very much movement in the chest because we're getting the air down deep and doing all of the work with the diaphragm. Maybe that's not true for you, and that's okay. Breathing is good to do no matter how you do it. Keep your knees a little bit bent. Make an ooh shape with your lips, kind of like you had a straw in there, ooh shape. And then let's suck the air quite forcefully in, and then forcefully out through the ooh shape. So do a couple slow ones, just seeing when you breathe in, sucking the air in, does your belly move? And what else moves? Notice what's moving as you do those big forceful breaths. All right, let that go. Now we're going to add, we're going to go a little bit faster, and we're going to add a little bit with the body. So put the hands together at the heart and sit low with your bum way out behind you, knees bent, knees hovering over the toes. And then we'll do the very same thing with the U-shaped lips, sucking the air in and out, working with the belly breath. U shape, let out the air. And now let's breathe forcefully. Let it all out. Come to standing. If that's making you lightheaded, which it sometimes does, then take a break, breathe normally. If you need to, go right down to getting on the ground so that you're not at risk of tipping over. If you did it without getting lightheaded, then we're going to do it again. We're going to do it a little faster. Hands together. Sit low, bum out behind you. Hands at heart. U-shaped lips. Let out your air. And go whatever pace works for you. Let that go. Breathe normally, shake it out. Notice if you've brought more oxygen to the brain, are you feeling a little more energized? And let's get a sip of water. Great. So we've checked in with the spine a couple of times. Depending on what you found with your back, if your back is feeling well today, then you can do a full version of wood chopper pose. Wood chopper is recommended in Anodea Judith's Wheels of Life chakra book as a good releasing, especially if you've got stuck energy or anger energy, it's a good one for that. So you imagine that you're holding an axe way above you, one of those long axes, long and heavy, but you are strong. And so you've got the axe, no problem, held behind you. And then we're going to swing it down onto our imaginary giant chunk of wood. And we're going to swing so far that the hands move through the legs. Now, if you're worried about your back in this motion, then you do a modified version. So maybe you'll only go this far. You won't go all the way down for the swing. Okay, so think about your body today. Make an intentional decision about, are you doing the full pose, part of the pose, modification? And then let's take that axe up with your strong self, contract your core, and swing it through. Breathe in as you lift that axe back up. And breathe out as you swing it through. Go at your own pace. We'll do 2 more. 1 more. Excellent. Come to standing. Put your axe down safely. Shake it out. Well done. Again, notice how you feel. Are we moving anything around in the body? Great. Let's now come down onto hands and knees again. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Again, a cat-cow, but we're going to do it with a little more. We're going to add a variation that gets into the core a little bit. First, checking in. How's the middle back feeling? What are you noticing in your body? And then coming to center with a flat back, engage your core. So your kegel, pull your low abdominals up towards your spine. Lift one hand and the opposite knee to hover off the ground. And then extend them. Hold for a breath. And then we'll bring them in for a moment. We did this last week. You're bringing the elbow towards the knee and then sending the limbs back out and then bringing them down. So we're going to add a little movement to this pose. Let's try the other side. Hover the other hand on the opposite knee. Extend them, trying to keep stable, still through the back if possible. Then bring elbow towards knee, so you make that little roundedness in your spine. Then extend the limbs back out again, and then put them down. So don't worry about making this perfect. You are using your core no matter how you're doing this one. So make it work for you. See if you can figure out a way where you're extending the hand and the opposite knee, bringing the elbow to knee for a moment, re-extending, and changing sides. Hover, extend, elbow to knee, re-extend, change sides. You just go back and forth at your own pace. Excellent. Finish up both sides. And then we'll stretch out the middle back by taking one hand and threading the needle. So we're reaching the hand in between the space you've created between your opposite wrist and knee. And you're going to reach your hand so that it extends along the floor until you're laying on your shoulder and the side of your head. And you may have ended up with one elbow high in the air. If that's true, just bring it down. Can you bring some ease to this position? Change anything so that there's ease. And now let's take 4 breaths. The first breath into that middle back area to expand it. And the breath into the upper back. And into the shoulders. And into the neck. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Let's switch myself over. I'm going to do the other side. Take the other hand that you haven't done yet and send it, threading the needle between your other wrist and knee. It's going to reach until you're laying on the
shoulder of that arm and the side of your head. You've got your high elbow down. You're finding ease in the body and taking 4 breaths. First into the middle back. Upper back. Shoulders. And neck. Slowly and mindfully bring yourself out. Excellent. We're going to lay on our sides now for a little bit of core work. I'm getting my timer ready. So we're going to do a side plank for 30 seconds. So those of you who know side plank know that you're going to lay on your side and that you've got 2 choices of leg positions. You can stretch the body fully out with your elbow, your hips, your knees and your feet all in one line, or you can hang your legs, your feet way out behind you, just keeping your knees, hips, and elbow in a nice straight line. And you may have to adjust. If you have shoulder trouble, you might have to try it and maybe come down and readjust the elbow to be in a good position for your shoulder. Let's contract our core, low abs, pulling those low abdominals in towards the spine. And lift up, holding here for 30 seconds. And the arm position that I like to recommend is to bring it up and then take your top hand and place it behind your head and press your hand into your head and your head into your hand simultaneously as we hold and breathe into your solar plexus. And that's 30 seconds. Bring it down. Change sides. Same thing. We want the knees, the hips, and the elbow in a beautiful straight aligned line. Contract your core and lift your hips up. Now you might not be able to do 30 full seconds. Maybe you can do half of it or part of it. It doesn't matter. Certainly you don't have to do what I'm doing. The point is to notice whatever it is that's working for you, however much you're able to do. And then the next time we do it, see if it's the same, or if you've worked on core strength, maybe you'll start to see an ability to hold longer. Come on down, change sides. If you want the other variation with the legs fully extended long, you're welcome to it. Lift. So this is an excellent pose to practice non-judgment. Whatever it is you've chosen, however much you're able to do or not do, you're making the best choice for your body in this pose today. And we're doing it without any judgment whatsoever. Whatever you've chosen is perfect for you. And 2 seconds, come down. Whew. One more side. Again, clicking the alignment and lift. Hand behind head, and pushes into head as head pushes into hand, getting this beautiful length from your low elbow all the way up through your chest to your top elbow. And we've extended both sides of the side body, making more room for our rib cage, giving that big, beautiful, sunny beach ball inside us, lots of space. Come on down. Oh, wonderful.
Lay on your belly. Let's take a moment to rest. Rock your hips out. Rest with your head looking one way. And turn your head to look the other way for a breath. Good. So we're going to try a bow pose today. And I'll give you lots of modifications depending on how your knees are. So if you've got great knees and pretty good flexibility, and you're able to bend your knees and reach your hands back for your feet, then great, give that a go. Maybe you're not quite able to reach your feet or your knees don't allow this, but maybe you're able to grab your pants. So if that's the case, fantastic. Grab onto your pants and hold them instead. Or maybe you can do one side at a time, and that's possible for you, but not both sides at the same time. Okay, so figure out what it is for you. What are you able to do? And without any judgment, we're going to start with the head rested on the chin, looking forward. Use the strong core to lift chin and chest off the ground. Start to pull your feet back. So because you've anchored your hands on your feet or on your pants, when you pull your feet back, you should get a little tug through your shoulders as your shoulders get pulled back, allowing you to come up a little higher with your chest and maybe look at a spot on the floor ahead of your mat. Looking ahead with the eyes and breathing. We're balanced up on our solar plexus now, giving a little pressure to that digestive system. And we want to come out of it nice and slowly, very slowly, bringing the legs down, the chest down, the chin down, releasing feet or pants, rocking those hips out, and take a breath to let it all go. Look the other way for a breath. Excellent work. We're doing some harder core things today. And I've got one more for you. So turn over onto your back. Maybe two more core poses, actually, now that I think about it. So we've turned over. We've got the ground supporting us from below. Take a moment and feel that stability. And bring one knee into your chest and lengthen your other leg off the ground long. So I've lifted my heel off the ground, maybe about an inch or two. If this feels too much, try holding your hands interlaced between your calf and your hamstring. Sometimes letting the hands pull the leg in helps to be able to hold this position a little bit longer. So using the hands or not, hands could just be beside you as well. And we're going to see if we can change sides without touching down. So bring the other knee in, lengthen the other leg out, and hold for a breath. So you can feel probably a little bit of activity, a little awakening the muscles in the low abdomen. We've made lots of room for our solar plexus here. Let's go back to the first side. Now we've got lots of core muscles. The obliques are the ones that kind of go across and have some connection to our ribs and our side body. So in a moment, we're going to see if we can do a core activity that engages those obliques. So one more change here, other knee in, other leg out. Full breath. Okay, hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, you do it great. You decide, would you like one more core pose? And if your answer today for you is no, totally great, no judgment. If you are up for it, then you do the same thing you just did. One knee in, the other leg out. But this time, we're gonna lift our head off the ground, hands interlaced or fingers interlaced behind your head. And you're going to reach a little bit of your body towards the knee that's close to you. So a little bit of activation to lift. You're not bringing your elbow all the way to the knee at all. We're keeping the elbows open, but we're lifting through the middle back area to aim a little bit towards the knee that's in. Like coming back to center and changing legs and aim towards this other knee. Good, and then let's get into a bit of a flow with it. Get faster, bringing the legs in and out. And each knee that comes in, your body's lifting up towards the knee a little. I feel this right away. I'm breathing through it. It's almost like a little bicycle action with the legs. And it's the middle back that's helping us lift. If this is too intense for your neck, just lay your head back down and just do the bicycle part with your legs. We're gonna finish up 2 more breaths. And hug those knees in, rock your knees side to side. Excellent work. We're already down on the ground, so let's go straight to Shavasana. We'll be doing a Shavasana today, and then I'll bring you into a seated position so we can finish up our practice with some twists. However, let's enjoy laying on the ground. I'm going to sit on my bolster so that I can talk you through a guided meditation. This is a great time to get any warmer layers on, to have another sip of water. We want to be really good at resting, maybe even better at resting than we are at all the other parts of the yoga practice. So make yourself as comfortable as you can possibly be. Again, feel the ground underneath you. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. And as you breathe easily, notice what you feel just now. Are there any physical sensations that you're aware of? Are there any parts of your body that feel like you woke them up today? And if there's anything that's causing you physical discomfort, by noticing it, we have the opportunity to take action. And in yoga, if you're noticing pain, the recommendation is always to take action to do something different so that that pain is not what's happening. However, if you're noticing discomfort, you've stretched a little further than usual or activated the core a little longer asked more of those core muscles than usual, a little discomfort is okay. We want to practice just noticing it and staying with it, breathing into any discomfort that you do notice. And being aware of when it shifts or changes. Sometimes the act of staying with that discomfort area allows it to open up or move on or change. I invite you next to notice your mind. What has come up for you today? Are there any thoughts, awarenesses that made themselves known in your mind? And remembering that those awarenesses they'll be there for you when you need them. Are you able now to just breathe and let them go? And changing our attention now to our emotional selves. What are you feeling emotionally? Do you have any awareness of feelings just now? Perhaps there's a feeling that came up for you today. Take a moment to acknowledge it as you breathe. And bringing your attention to your solar plexus, an area, big beach ball area of your torso, connected to your ribs and below your ribs, the area of your digestive system. Just focus your attention there for a couple of breaths. And if it feels right to you, take a moment to acknowledge your digestive system. It works for us every single day. Sometimes we really give it a lot to do. Gratitude for a working digestive system. And if it feels right to you, perhaps acknowledge that idea of fire in the belly, your sense of will, your sense of personal power that shows up from time to time. Available for you so that you can take action to be aligned with your own values. Just notice yourself breathing now, breathing with ease. And to close our Shavasana, let's take 3 deeper breaths. And sigh them out. Letting go of anything that you've noticed. And starting to bring a little movement back. Wiggling any parts of the body to wake them up. If you are laying down, I invite you to turn over onto your side for a moment. And then when you're ready, push yourself up to sitting. And sit with your legs in front of you. We're going to do a couple of twists here. I like to do mine right on the floor, so I'm going to push my bolster out of the way. And if it's possible for your body, bend your knee with either the foot crossed over the leg or the foot just connected close to the groin. Both of those work. And hug the knee close to you, using your arms wrapped around the knee so that you can feel a little connection between your thigh and your torso. And we're going to add sound if you're willing. So if you're willing to give this a try, we're going to breathe in normally, and then on the breath out, we're going to say ooh, as in root. That goes with the root chakra. And so you're going to say ooh really long as you breathe out. And if you like, you can imagine your attention at the root chakra. Shoulders low, spine tall. Let out your air. Take a breath in. We'll take it into a twist now. If you're very bendy, you might be able to take that long leg and bend at the knee to bring the heel close to the hip. If not, doesn't matter. You don't have to, you can leave the leg extended. Take the same hand as the knee that's up and reach the hand, extend that whole side body. Place the hand now on the inside of the front foot. Plant the free hand behind you onto the ground into a gentle twisting shape. So we've made space for the solar plexus chakra. And we'll spend 2 breaths here. But first, we'll focus in the low abdomen with the O sound. And the second breath will focus in the solar plexus with the ah sound. So tall with your spine. Breathing in. And at the low abdomen, sacral chakra, we say O. O. On your next breath in, we'll use ah at the solar plexus. Ah. Gentle counter twist the opposite way. Shake out the legs and we'll do the other side. Cross the other one over. Hug the knee. Feel the connection, thigh to torso. Let out your air. Big breath in for ooh. Ooh. If it works to bring the other leg heel tucked close to hip, great. If not, leave it extended. Take the same hand as your knee that's up. Lengthen the whole side body, hand to sky. Bring that hand onto the inside of the foot. Let the free hand behind your hip. Sit tall, long spine, let out your air. Breathe in for O. When you're ready, the next breath we'll do ah in the solar plexus, letting out air, breathing in. Counter twist the other way. Shake out your legs. Sit any way that's comfortable for you. I'm back up on my bolster. Take your thumb into your hand and inhale and raise. Just breathing easy now. 2 breaths. Hands together, 2 breaths. Hands up and either behind or in front of the neck. Full extension, breathing in. Slow hands to heart, breathing out. With such a tall spine, crown of the head is the highest point and the shoulders easy and low. Let's take one last breath at the heart. Namaste. Thank you so much.